We are back, refreshed, revived, and ready to go. Thank you, Novlet, for putting in the hard work for us. That's a good message. If you fail to plan, you already plan to fail. So, want to say good morning to Valerie. I see you are so ever present, ever faithful, Valerie, and Valderine, and Susie, and Sabrina, and Rose, and Ode. Good morning, and Marie. Good morning to you.
Good
Good
morning.
morning. Good morning, Maggie. And Lady Vanilande, good morning. Good morning to you, Greta. Good morning, Florence. Good morning, Emma. And Eldridge, good morning to you. Good morning, Cynthia and Cassandra. Mr. Benjamin, good morning. And Audrey and Anik. And Odie again. So if you are on the call this morning and if you are new in the Momentum Morning space, we want to not only welcome you, want to invite you to quickly unmute for a quick minute. Uh, Tell us your name, who invited you. We would love to hear from you. So let me give anyone who is new on the call, don't be shy, a quick minute to introduce yourself, who invited you. Okay, okay. So we normally do our pledge. The company has a pledge, it's a motto. And I believe in taglines, I believe in mottos, I believe in pledges. Make a declaration. You may promise. Before we go ever our phones and just all
You're
that
breaking up, Mr. CJ.
oh, I hope you're hearing me now.
A little better.
I'm okay. So now I'm just going to go ahead. If you on the screen, I don't know, but
It's
on the
up.
count of three. All right, here we go. Here we go. So everyone, join me as we boldly, with conviction, declare our promise, our pledge to ourselves and to each other. And we say on the count of three: one, two, three.
Cherish
Precious
spirit,
Spirit,
Create
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 the
vision,
Division,
follow the
of
faith,
faith,
serve
serve
the
unity.
unity.
humility.
Aja,
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 Aja.
Thank you all, thank you all, thank
thank
you all.
you.
So here we
Thank
are,
you.
Momentum Morning again. We do this Mondays to Fridays, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Pre-game, that's for the early birders. We do all that motivational stuff. We had the illustrious Dr. Miles Monroe this morning, and we do him from time to time, Jim Rohn and all the other greats standing on the shoulders of giants. So, and I thank you, Navlet, for being so diligent the way you are. We appreciate it. So, Navlet, let me hand it over to you, and let's go right in. Thank you all.
Okay. So this morning, I figured I would touch on some products, but I went into the archive and pull out some of my old videos. So instead of me actually being live presenting, it's one of my recordings. So guys, it's a lot of good information. Get your pen and get your notebooks, take notes so you have this information for yourself. And I'm going to be doing this a lot more because there's like 2 years of recording and I'm here trying to figure out what to present in the morning. I already have stuff recorded, so I'm just going to press play. And then after, if there's any questions or we want to discuss anything, guys, please, let's have some feedback, okay?
And you know what we long to have sometime, Navlet?
Hmm?
You know what we long to have on the Momentum Morning?
What?
A lot testimonials. We're not getting testimonials, and I'm curious what's
Well,
going on.
the testimonial comes as we share the products and get the feedback from our customers. So, yeah. So I'm gonna mute my microphone and guys, make sure all your phones are muted and Your camera is off if you're in a spot where you're moving around. Just, yeah, let's keep the cameras off for now. We're going mute.
Well, welcome again to Self-Governing Your Health. I am now a certified nutritional coach, indeed. And also I have certified nutritional coach, Novalette Bryant, with us on today. And you know, she is so excited about this program that she has stepped up and volunteered, you know, to just, hey, I want to be there with you all the time. So she's going to be my permanent co-host. Okay. She's not a guest anymore. She's a permanent co-host. Oh, great. Okay. She shares great information, great information. So we're going to team up and continue to bring you great information on great products, great nutrition, so to educate you so that you'll know exactly what's in the pudding. That makes sense? Okay. All right. So now I will introduce Novalette Bryant and we will get it started on today. Okay, Novalette, take it away.
Hey, welcome again. Wonderful. I hope you guys had a wonderful and rested weekend because it's Monday. So back to the drawing board. And today we're going to cover some wonderful products that's great for your health. And just get rolling because guess what? We're just at, as they say, this pandemic is still going and they're saying there's more to come. So we got to step up, as it says, self-governing your health. As long as you're taking care of your health, not managing, but maintaining your health, then you won't have to worry about the next pandemic. So that's what we're here about. It's all about education. And as we educate, you'll be more informed so you can make better choices. No.
Excuse me, Novalette, I like what you just said about the next. We lost a lot of people because of pre-existing condition. So we're trying to, you know, kind of help people to help themselves, you know, as far as being able to balance their diets, their eating habits, their health and everything, so that if anything else comes along down the line, there won't be that precondition that's there.
Yeah.
Because, you know, so I had to jump in and say that because I kind of jumped out to me when you said that about that. So, hey, you know, excuse me, but I just had to say that. Okay. All right. Thanks.
Okay. So we have our Atomy online shopping mall that's all about healthy plant-based products that you can use to help to govern your health. So we're going to share 4 of the products today and tell you all about their wonderful health benefits, how they can help you to stay healthy. Because we know your food is supposed to be your medicine. So as we eat, put these wonderful supplements in our bodies, what goes in will reflect on the outside and also on our health, the condition of our health. So let's go to our wonderful Atomy website. So today we will start with our wonderful Sephora Queen. And If you're new to this, you might be saying, what is Sephora Queen? Well, it's all about women's health. And we can govern our health because a lot of our menopausal issue comes from lack of nutrients in the body. As it says, in the Asian world, they do not really have menopausal issue because of the diet. But because in the US, our diet is the standard American diet, and we're not doing the 80-20, which is 80% raw food and 20% cooked. We have flipped it to the 80% cooked food and maybe 20% raw. Most people don't, still not doing that 20% raw. So as we get older, the body stops producing a lot of things, which means if we're not putting it back in and your body's not producing it, there comes the health issue. So Sephora Queen, as I said, is for women's health. It's $32 and it is a 3-month supply. And also it's a multivitamin complex specially designed for menopausal support. So it has all the vitamins you'll need to help with menopause, and it really does work. So let's show what it's comprised of. It's shown, these are the 3 main plants here. And as you see, it shows the vitamin D, E, and K. And the Sephora japonica extract helps with menopause and also help with bone health, which is also wonderful because as we get older, our bones also start to degenerate. So it also helps with your bone health there, and cholesterol level and circulation, because those are other issues that comes in as you get older. So what I like here with the vitamin D, E, and K, it helps with absorption of calcium, which is also going to help the bone health. And the E helps protects the cell from oxidation.
We can't
which
hear
is
anything.
aging you. Oxidation robs the body and causes the, early aging. Did someone say something just now?
They said they can't hear. I don't know. I can
We
hear.
can hear the video.
You guys are hearing perfectly?
No, I started hearing good and then it stopped. I don't know.
It might be her phone because I can still hear you.
I can
Okay.
hear. I can hear you.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll continue. Thank you. And then we have the vitamin K, which plays a role in your blood coagulation, which is a big thing as well as we get older. So as it shows there, a lot that goes into it. And other ingredients, as it shows here, these are the plants that it's comprised of. So let's go into some of the benefits of Sephora Queen. Well, let's cover some of the symptoms of menopause. So signs of menopause, as we know, hot flashes, night sweat. Did you know memory loss is also a part of it? Insomnia, dizziness, ringing in the ear. Now, I want to focus on the ringing in the ear. A lot of women end up going to the doctors with this ringing in their ears, and they're missing this as a part of menopause. So pay attention as your loved ones get older and they start to have that ringing in the ear and the doctors can't figure it out. It's a part of the menopausal issue. So that's one of them. Then it comes with loss of appetite, fatigue, lack of concentration, irritability, mood swing. We see that a lot with women as they get older, anxiety, and depression. There are so many women on prescription drugs because of depression, which is one of the side effects of menopause. They don't need to be on antidepressant. They just need to get that immune system going, put in the right supplements in the body, because as we become deficient, there's a whole onslaught of health issues. So as I said, depression, That's a big money-making thing in this country. Millions of women are on antidepressants. So we need to be vigilant as distributors, as business partner, in really getting this pomegranate beauty out there and help to save lives. Because there's so many women that can use this product, especially for that depression. Then there's sleep problem, weight gain, and slow metabolism, thinning of the air. You see that a lot as well. That's also a part of the issue, and dry skin. So those are some of the downfall of, once a woman start experiencing menopausal problems, these are some of the side effects. And guess what? We have all the products here that's going to cover it as you take the pomegranate beauty and the other wonderful products we have and using the body lotion for the dry skin. So now so those are the side effects of menopause. And as I said, we have the product here that is going to help with all of that. And as I said, it's our Sephora Queen, formulated just for that, because it has everything that the body will need, as it shows here. And some of these supplements we do have. We have the pomegranate beauty. The angelica ginkgo is in our hemoheme, and hemoheme also helps with the menopausal issue because it's building the body up. So there's another product we have that is going to help in that area as well. So from here, I'm going to cover our pomegranate beauty that we have. So let's go to that, because as we're talking about menopause, we have a product here that also helps with that, along with our hemoheme. So pomegranate beauty, it is $66. And as we know, just going to the store buying one pomegranate is very, very expensive. So we should not be shocked at the price here on the website, because pomegranates are expensive. And for what you're paying for here and what you're getting, I think the price here is way more than affordable. So our pomegranate beauty is in a gel form. It's a gel stick. They're individual packets inside, as it's shown here. And there's 60 packets. So if you take one a day, it will last you 2 months. But I can tell you this, it is hard to just have one at a time. It really is, because it tastes so good. And it says take 2 packets daily. Sometimes you're taking more than 2. I can tell you that I take more than 2 a day when I have it, because it tastes so good. So let's go down. So we know pomegranate was, very big with Cleopatra. She used it for beauty, skincare. They even used the pomegranate also to help to make, makeup because of the color. So it's been used for centuries for women's health. And as it says here, it may help to moisturize the skin, help with menopause, and a lot more. So Mr. Bernard had one thing he wanted to talk about with one of the, I'll stop sharing so he can go ahead and show that. What you get from fruits, including pomegranate beauty, and then I'll get back.
That's correct. This is very key here. And about that ellagic acid that's in there. And that's why to take the suggested 2 a day, that's the minimum right there. That's the minimum. You know? And the reason why I say that is because I tell people, you can't go bear hunting with a switch. You might say, what does that mean? I mean, picture yourself with a little switch trying to fight off a bear. That don't work. Now, let's see what this ellagic acid does when we add it to our diet. It says ellagic acid is a phytochemical, a polyphenol that your body produces in the large intestines, but it also is found in many foods. The special phytochemicals has been found to be a great save to those suffering from not one, but multiple cancers, including cervical, breast, and prostate. So that covers males and females. And think about this Elijah, it gets into your system. And wherever that blood goes, it goes. That's why it's healthy for your skin. So if it's affecting your skin as far as skin health is concerned, you might have some type of skin cancer. So you still got a level of lactic acid that's going there. And what you're helping yourself with, not only as far as prevention, but prevention too. So you don't want to wait till everything build up as a big fire, then you got to pour a lot of water onto it. You see what I'm saying? All of a sudden you got this big bearable situation. So always work in prevention mode. See, cancer is always, let's say, lingering around in your body at very low, but your immune system normally kills those cells, cells. So support your body balance with this pomegranate, with this Elijah acid, so that, things won't become huge and big later on. So you're working in prevention because it costs a whole lot more money and you go through a whole lot trying to beat down cancer. So instead of beating down, we don't even want it to come up. So let's give ourselves the best chance, a better chance in life as we can continue to age. But this is also for the young, for the young. Because cancer knows no age difference, knows no age, whether it be breast cancer, cervical cancer, or prostate, it knows no age limit. So no matter how old you probably want to make this a part of your diet. It comes in a good gel pack, each one of the sachets, and I love it myself.
Oh, yeah.
So,
did you see something in your article, Mr. Bernard, where it says in human subjects who are suffering from enlarged prostate? Right here. Oh, go back up. No, go back.
Go back up.
Okay. Yeah. Right here. Uh-huh. Right next to the lady, in human subject who are suffering from enlarged prostate or cancerous growth in the tissue of the prostate, those fed pomegranate juice who ate for 3 days prior to surgery were found to have lesser prostate cells than those who did not consume these foods. So this is why the saying goes, let food be your food be your medicine and medicine be your food. Of course, if you are putting in the right food.
Indeed, the right food. The right food. Because we're not talking about a pork chop here. We're talking about the pomegranate, not the pork chop, the pomegranate.
That's right.
Some people look at that pork chop and say, oh, that's some right food right there.
Yeah.
Hey, but you need that pomegranate.
Food. Yeah, we're talking about the food that our creator gave us originally. Fruits, veggies, nuts, and grains. And now, that's what he gave us to sustain our bodies.
Indeed, our body is from this earth.
Mm-hmm.
So it needs that which comes from this earth.
Think about it. We follow the manual of everything that we buy. We're going to the manual to make sure we're doing things the right way with the car, with whatever it is that we buy, electronics or whatever else. But when it comes to our body, we do not follow the blueprint of our creator. We think that we know better than the creator. And this is why we're having these health effects now, because we're eating outside of the natural diet that he gave us. So if we go back to the origin and practice that 80-20, we'll see a difference in our health. So let's go to some of the benefits of pomegranate. We just heard a few, so we'll keep that wonderful pomegranate on the screen as it says here. Oh, yeah. So some of it extremely rich in antioxidant. It says more than most other fruits, 3 times more antioxidant than red wine. So there you go. For those who said, I have to have my red wine, start drinking pomegranate juice. Or
Okay, okay, excuse me for a minute. Are you reading from the page? You might have to stroll up a little bit.
No, it's not on this page. It's something
Okay,
I wrote down.
something you wrote.
down
Okay,
about.
okay,
Yeah,
all right.
but I just wanted them to see Cleopatra on there while I'm reading it. Yeah, so
Okay.
it says, so it's 3 times more antioxidant than red wine. Green tea. So here we go, 3 times more. So if you are the red wine person, you can go a little healthier with, you know, getting our pomegranate beauty and taking it. It can also help to get rid of free radicals in the body. So there it goes. It also protects your cells from damage and it reduces inflammation. And I think it's like 80% of the population have an inflammation problem. So another
So if I
reason.
have arthritis,
There you go. There
if
you
I have
go.
arthritis, this ellagic acid will help with the inflammation.
There you go.
Okay. That'll
Yeah.
work. I like that. Okay. And pain, back pain.
It probably will. You just got to
Okay.
put it in and see, because that's inflammation. A lot of these aches and pain that we have is from chronic inflammation of the body.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it all says it can also help with stopping
Your
the
sound
growth
is
of
fading.
prostate cancer cells, as we saw in that article there. It helps with Alzheimer's disease, helps to protect the body from Alzheimer's disease. It helps with digestion by reducing inflammation in the gut, and it also helps to improve the digestion. As we said, it helps with Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, and other inflammation disease in the bowel.
Your
So
sound
all
is
these
fading.
inflammation, and as I said, you know, all the itis, and it also helps with cartilage damage. So look at that. That's another big thing that's going on too. It helps with heart disease, blood pressure, sexual performance, and fertility, diabetes, endurance for athletes as well. And as we saw here with the Sephora Queen, it helps with menopausal issues. So there's a whole lot of reasons why we need to be using pomegranate. And if you
I
have
need to
not,
keep those packs on hand. I'm sorry. I need to keep them on hand. They taste good.
yeah,
I've ordered them once. I've ordered them before, but I need to order some more because you just really just blown it up. I tell you.
and it's a healthy snack. You just put it in your, I have these little lunch pouches that I take with me when I'm going out and I want to keep healthy snacks. So I'm not buying stuff out there, at McDonald's or wherever. So you throw them in there. I keep mine in the refrigerator because it tastes better chilled. So I just put my package in the refrigerator and I keep it there and it tastes so good. So that's
Ooh,
why
let
I
me
put it in my,
make a note of that.
yeah. So I put my little ice pack in here and I put my, I throw a bunch in there and it's a healthy snack while you're out. And look at what it's doing for the body as well. It makes a difference. When you start putting in these healthy products in your body, you see the difference. You not only feel better, but you're going to see the difference in the long run. Your skin's
Okay.
going to look better. Everything is going to change. It's a process. It's not an overnight success, but as you continue to be consistent with these products, you will see the changes in your health. So that's our wonderful pomegranate beauty. And those are just some of the benefits out there. And as I said, it tastes great. So that's even because typically, you buy a pomegranate at the store, it's not tasting so great, but they did an excellent job with this pomegranate sticks here. It tastes really good.
I
So
like what
now,
it says: inner beauty, inner health.
there you go.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we want to do. When you take care of the inside, it's going to show on the outside. And I think in my last video, I mentioned Dr. Phil. I meant to say Dr. Oz. He likes to do the test of what your actual age is on the inside. Now, I'm in my 50s. I go and I do that test and it says internally I'm in my 80s. That's bad. And this is why people are dying. You see these young people and they're in their 20s and 30s and they're dying from heart attacks and things that people up in their age would have. It's because internally they have already aged to that point. And let me tell you, when he did that test, most of the population were, some were 40 years older than their actual age.
Wow.
And if you're in your 30s and 40s and your organs is in the 80s, you're knocking on death's door. So this is why when it talks about cell regeneration and all of that, that's what you want. Because if your cells are not regenerating, then you're walking around with old, dead cells, and that's what's taking people out, because we're not putting in what our body needs to constantly keep regenerating those new cells. So guys, you want to look the same way on the inside as you do on the outside. Not walking around being 20, 30, 40 years older, you know, the heart, the liver, all that. And then you wonder why I had a heart attack or a stroke, because you're older on the inside. So use these wonderful products to keep you young inside and out. So next we're gonna go to our wonderful Alaska Omega-3. So all this product will help with cholesterol, which is another big issue in the United States. You have too much cholesterol, you have blockage, you know, going on all over the body. And this product is excellent. And what I like, a lot of people bought this product just for the size of our omega-3. It's a lot smaller compared to what's on the market. I had one gentleman, his wife saw it and said, "Did you already order?" Because the size of what she was taking was so much larger than ours. The actual size you see on the screen, that's practically the size. This is the size of our omega-3. And what I like is you're not getting that fish. When you burp after taking it, you're not getting that feedback of fish. And it does wonders for the body. It really does break down the cholesterol. And as I say, our products are a 3-month supply. So now you're paying $20.50 for 3 months supply of omega-3. That's more than worth. And as it says here, it helps to support your heart health, because a lot of people end up having blockage, and also reduce the risk of coronary heart disease. And these are on the top 5 issues in the United States. So why do we need, and it's shown here where our our omega-3 comes from, extracted in Alaska, how it's processed and refined, and it's brought to us here in the US. And that's also what I like about our website. It shows, you know, where the products are coming from, how it's done. And it's made from the Alaskan pollock. And as it shows, fresh, refined, cold extraction, which is good, package and filtering. So why do we need omega-3? As we already know, it helps with your heart health. It also helps to improve your eye health. Imagine that. So we have our wonderful eye lutein, and then we also have omega-3, which helps with your health. And then we go to, it promotes brain health as well. Brain health during pregnancy and early life. So it's good for you to have, whether you're a male or female, but also for women of childbearing age, you want to make sure you have enough of that so you have a healthy child, because it's going to help with the brain and the eye health also. It also helps to decrease the ADHD and autism and cerebral palsy as well. So there goes. It also behavioral problems, heart disease, which we mentioned. It also can also fight inflammation. So another product here that's going to fight inflammation in the body. Autoimmune disease, which is a big thing in this country. There's a whole list of autoimmune disease out there, and that's basically your body attacking itself. Whatever autoimmune issue it is, if it's alopecia, the body's attacking your hair follicles. So you want to put in products that's going to help your body to fight back and build itself up so you don't have any. Imagine your own body attacking itself because we're deficient in things that it needs. So we have the products here that's going to help. And by the way, any autoimmune issue that you have, you really want to start with hemoheme to get to the root cause. And as you put that hemoheme in, then you go with these other wonderful products that's going to help to build the body. So autoimmune disease, it helps to, as we say, it helps with your triglyceride, blood pressure, cholesterol, the good cholesterol, plaque, which we know the plaque is the blockage of, the buildup of cholesterol. It also helps to reduce, I mentioned ADHD in children. So these are wonderful reasons why we need to put in omega-3 in our body. And so many other wonderful benefits out there. And we know all these issues we just covered are big health issues here in the United States. So as Mr. Bernard said, you want to put the stuff in so you don't have to worry about trying to restore your health later. If you are doing what you need to do to maintain, to keep your immune system, not maintain, but to have a healthy immune system, then you don't have to worry about trying to restore that health, because it's a long process trying to regain your health. So it's better to stay healthy. And these prevention is better, as they say, than cure. So now we have our wonderful woman's probiotic. So this is new for us ladies. So let's go down here to it. I wanted to chime in on the probiotics. Unfortunately, we no longer have it on the US side, but it's on the ATG Mall. I believe they upgraded it and now it's on the ATG Mall. So I just wanted to add that. So let's get back to it. So it's still available. I think this is a great addition to our probiotics line because women are having so many health issues in regards to what this product can do. So it's $45. And what's the difference between this and our regular probiotics? Well, as it says here, it's for, as it shows here. So let's scroll on down, because if you do not have good flora going on, that you can end up having yeast infection, chronic yeast infection, pimples, and all the other health issues that's going on with ladies, especially in this country. It all goes back to what we are putting in. And it's made from cranberries. And we know cranberries very good for women's health, also for men, because guess what? Men do get yeast infection at times. So as it says here, it stimulates and helps promote good vaginal intestinal health. It's scientifically documented, and cranberry 100% vacuum, so it's going to help a lot. So let's go down to the details and show you how it works. It says 1 capsule a day. So this is 2 months. This is a 2-month supply. So it's talking about the bacteria that builds up in our body. And guess what? As we're talking about this, we also have a feminine wash, along with this will do wonders for women's health. So let's go as it shows here. What I wanted to show is how it goes through the body. And it, as it says here, it has 2 strings of probiotics in here that's going to help with our health. Let's go down. So it shows as you take it and as it goes through, it's showing as it goes through your, as it passes through the body and goes right down, how it promotes the good flora. So it's going to help you if you have anything going on internally. It's going to help to flush. And as you're taking it, it's going to constantly flush, because guess what, ladies? As you put in those acidic drinks, whether it's the energy drinks, which is extremely acidic, then we do coffee, which is extremely acidic. And then if you're doing soda, and then you're eating a lot of cooked food, all that acidity going into the body also affect that flora. That's why sometimes us ladies will walk in the ladies' room and someone just walked out of that bathroom and you're like, oh my goodness, you have to take a step back. That is a sign right there that the flora is off. There's a lot of acid going on in there. So this product is going to help to keep you flushed on a consistent basis, so you don't have to worry about having that odor. You don't have to worry about, you know, having a yeast infection or anything else that can go on with us internally. And then it's showing you, you know, the test for the different 60 days, how it works after 60 days. So all this information is on here. So this is an excellent product to take. I have not purchased it yet, but it's on my next purchase. It's already in my shopping cart. And then it shows the test here. Look at that, Candida. So all these antifungal issues that we're dealing with, we have a product too, and that's Candida is what? A bacteria buildup that's going on there. And we have all these bacteria buildup because our bodies are acidic. So as we're taking all the wonderful supplement, and you'll always hear me say hemoheme along with all these wonderful products, because you want to remove the root cause of the problem, which is getting rid of the acid. And hemoheme is great for cleansing the body. And then you incorporate these wonderful products now to help to build the body back up and keep it healthy from there on. So this is what this product, and it's showing you after 6 weeks of ingestion, what's going to happen and all that. So there's wonderful information here on this product. But at the end of the day, this is an excellent product for us ladies to use, whether you have issues or not. You want to keep using it so you do not end up having any of these issues. And that's why I'm going to use it for myself. I'm already using our wonderful Mr. Bernard. I know we didn't have it on the list, but I want to show that since we're talking about this, that's for women's health. We do have the body wash, the feminine wash, that's also going to help with our women's health. So this way, ladies will stay nice and fresh at all times. No body odor at all. This product here does wonders for that. And also if you're a lady that had recurring yeast infection, this is going to take care of any type of fungal issue that's going on. This takes care of it. So see, our website covers almost everything that we need for health. So as you use this, and it's showing again, nature's way. That's what I like about our product line. It's all from nature and it does the job. And then last but not least, I know I'm adding here, is also our herb day that goes along with women's health and for herbs as well. So ladies, we have everything in here that we could possibly need to stay fresh and healthy and have no odor at all, because look at what our sanitary napkin is comprised of. remove inflammation, keeping you fresh, itching and discomfort, and antibacterial and anti-inflammatory. So we have everything here that's going to, as it says, govern your health. So, Mr. Bernard, if you have, did you want to add anything else?
No, nothing, nothing. You have covered so much and then some. You are a great nutritional coach. Great. You've been very thorough on today. And I hope everybody has gleaned from this, being able to manage and to self-govern your health.
Okay. So hopefully you guys did learn something from the video. Yes, Miss Carol, I will.
Thank you. Thank you. I learned a lot.
Oh, thank you. I'm just reading the comments here. So for Tracy, we always post the video. I will post the video in the WhatsApp Momentum Morning chat, and Nick can also post this. This recording will be posted, so you will have access to it. So, any question? Go ahead, Rose. Miss Rose.
Hey everyone. Yes, about the video you just played, I'm really thanking you because you was talking about tingling on the air here. I'm dealing with this issue it's been, I don't know, and they never find a way of what caused that. Even now, I'm still having it, the tingling on the hair.
Okay, so guess what? You have access to the Sephora Queen.
Sorry, I was menopause at 38.
And
wow. Since I've been having this, tingling on my hair, and I never had a solution about it. So really, thank you, because I find the root of my problem now.
Thank you. It's a big issue out there. I see you, Miss Carol. A lot of women have been having this issue for years and years and years. And one of the things I'm learning is they're not really paying attention to the whole menopause issue. If you go on YouTube, I watch a lot of these videos because the challenge for women is so traumatic for them once they get to that menopausal age. And guys, this is why I said, take the supplements that's here, because all these ladies go back to once they actually found a doctor that could help them. The first thing the doctors do is check to see how deficient they are. And these ladies always come back. They have tremendous deficiency. And once they start supplementing, these issues, these challenges go away. So we need to supplement. We brush it off and we say, oh, I don't need to take all that. Yes, we do, because the food we're eating in the US, they're devoid of nutrients. Now, if we were still in Jamaica eating from your garden, or in these countries where people do not go to the grocery store and buy their food, they're buying it from the local farmers that's growing their food the right way with the proper nutrients in it. Those countries, the people do not have these health challenges that we have here. So we need to supplement. So go ahead, Miss Carol.
Good morning. Thank you. I totally agree, and I just want to say I appreciate the what y'all did this morning. It was so really needed, and I'd be glad. I know the next one, Pastor Slogan was talking about probably this Thursday night. Y'all will go over the living products. One of the things that I want to say to everybody, people putting Band-Aid, doctors put a Band-Aid on the floor.
Yes.
So Atomy. Atomy will put a Band-Aid on the store because you're not using everything in your shopping mall. People ask about eczema, allergies, you sinus, you name it. But they're not focusing on, you can use all the adamant products, but if you're not detoxing that house, that detoxing from that tide, your skincare that you're using that's not from adamant, your laundry detergent that's not from adamant, your shower gel, shampoo, dish detergent, your body lotion that's not from adamant, you're going to keep having these same problems over and over again. It's insanity. Doing the same thing, expecting different results. We got to change, go 100% all into adamant. 100% all in. Whenever I get a new customer, the first thing I say to them, you have to change everything. You cannot piecemeal this. And I know people say that they don't have money. Well, I can't afford to buy that. But every time I leave my house, I go to wherever I go, if it's in a store, if it's at a restaurant, if it's at church, I see so many people with every name brand known to man. Why don't you have money to buy your edible product? You're buying eyelashes, nails, hair, pocketbooks, and all this other stuff. That's what the problem is. And this person just posted again, what's the best product for eczema? Detox your house. Get rid of the laundry detergent, the shower gel, anything that touches the skin has to go. Everything that touches the skin is not adamant, it has to go. Once you do that and detox the body, I promise you, you will feel different. You gotta detox the body. Whatever's on the outside of your skin is inside your body. Regardless of what it is, it's inside your body. You gotta detox the body. So, but thank you, Novelette. You do a great job. I've enjoyed it this morning as always, but I just want to keep saying, and I shout it to the rooftop, detox the body, detox the house. You start living a better life. Thank you.
You're welcome. Even when you're not here, I said, and what does Miss Carol always say? Detox your home. So yes, Valderine, you asked about eczema, as Miss Carol said, detox the body with hemoheme, detox your home, because a lot of kids are getting eczema from the detergent that their parents are using. So when you wash the clothes, but guess what? Those toxic chemicals is still in your clothing. You can smell them when you pick them up. And that wonderful, the fabric softener, that Breeze one, that smells so great. And people are like, ooh, it smells so good. And you put it on and all that thing is being absorbed into your body. The laundry detergent residue is still in there. And then you had that Breeze fabric softener onto it. And now it's a double whammy. And if you notice, you never see any ingredients on these products. So if there's no ingredients, I'm not buying it. Because there's a reason why there's no ingredients. If you could see the ingredients, you wouldn't buy the product. But guess what? Our fabric softener smells just as great. And it's all natural. So we got to detox the home as well as our body. Go ahead, Maria.
Yes, hello, good morning, good morning. Excellent, excellent presentation. I love it. I love that video. And for the person that asked about the eczema, you want to make sure you put the person on hemoheme. Right. If they don't do the hemoheme, do spirulina, or you can add it to it.
Yeah.
As well as you want to look at our milk thistle, and then if you have eczema that's really active on the skin, to treat that, use our home all-in-one. So you can several different approaches, internal and external. And as Miss Carol said, switch to our laundry detergent, our bleach, and our fabric softener.
Yep.
Switch out and make sure that all the laundry is done with those products, because they're not going to have ingredients in there that's going to create skin problems. So those are good things that you can do if you're dealing with eczema. Start with the hemoheme, spirulina, rhodiola milk thistle, and our home all-in-one to wash and soothe the body of that skin disorder.
Great, great. Thanks, Maria, for that. Anyone else have any questions?
Miss Carol, good morning.
Good morning.
I was sort of lost in the beginning. I was at my granddaughter's graduation yesterday. And then Saturday rather. When I went to her apartment, it was packed with all these toxic products. But I didn't get a chance to talk with her because she was sort of busy. But I told her that I want to have a talk with her at her convenience. So, Miss Carl, if you want to see her, she's as thin as anything. Very thin. So, I don't know what the problem is, but as I said, I'll talk with her and then you see where we go from here.
Okay.
So that's a project that I have to work on.
Well, guess what? You have everything. You have all the tools on your website, so you're ahead of the game. That's
yes, Miss Carol, I certainly do. Okay, thanks.
Okay, Odie.
Yes. Good morning, everyone. This is for the young lady with the ringing in the ear. If she take, not that I agree with the swabs, for the ear, but if she put the hemohim on the swab and put it down in her ear, she would notice a major difference.
Wow, I did not know that. See, we learn something new as we share. Okay. Okay. Great. So you're taking the Sephora Queen and then you're putting the hemohim in with the cotton swab. Great.
Yes.
I'm making a note of that because I did not know that. Thank you for sharing that. So guys, this is Miss Joy. I don't think she's on this morning. This is her grandson. He had a breakout of eczema everywhere on his body. And this is what she did. She used the hemohim, the vitamin C. This is the ultra rich body wash here, I believe. And what's this blue one, Maria? I don't remember.
It should be the home all-in-one.
Okay. And whatever this one is here, I can't really see. But this is what she used. And the result was, as you can see, look at the skin here as he started to clear up. But guys, you saw hemohim went in and took care of what's causing the problem. And then she added these products. So in the medical world, they normally do the topical treatment. That's every single person that have eczema or anything like any type of breakout. And when I ask them, it's always topical. They go to the dermatologist, it's topical. No one is ever addressing the internal issue. And you will ask them how long they've had it, 6 months, a year, it'll go away, it comes back. I met a lady, she said, oh, we have a cream, that we use, it does wonders when we put it on, but I forgot where they're getting it from. And I say, how long has this been? Almost 2 years. So I said, so it's really not addressing the problem. She said, yes, it goes away when we have it. I said, it's really not addressing the problem. And she's like, what do you mean? I said, because it goes away, it comes back. It goes away, it comes back. So I said, it's just a topical issue that it's just, so I broke it down for her and she's like, oh, I never thought about that. I said, you have to go to the root cause to stop the reoccurring breakout. And there's so many individuals out there that's been dealing with this for years because in America, detoxification is not pushed. Unless people are learning this from the holistic side, they don't know. So our job is to educate on that. Go ahead, Mr. Benjamin.
Yes, thank you for the presentation. What about people that have seizures? I have a nephew and I have some adults at my school that have seizure. Okay. What is your recommendation for that?
Okay. I had that experience with my daughter when she was 8, but hers, how old is the child?
This is an adult now.
Oh, an adult. Okay.
I got I got one at my work and one is my nephew.
Oh, okay. Now, I also know that when you pull up signs of chronic dehydration with that sheet I posted, was it last week, Maria? That shows moderate, normal, and advanced, or is it intermediate and advanced stages of detoxification? Seizure came under the advanced stage of dehydration. So that could also be an issue. Sometimes there are other factors, like for my daughter, I know it was from the vaccine. So if it's the young kids, a lot of times it's the vaccines that's doing it. But most of the times with the adults, it's chronic dehydration. As I said, sometimes it can be other issues that's causing that problem. So, but I know there are people that have taken hemoheme, but I always say, even if I have someone taking hemoheme, I still want to get to that root cause, which is 99.9% of the time, it's chronic dehydration. Because from my water experience, once these people start drinking half their body weight in ounces per day, which is minimal hydration, the seizures always go away. So I don't know how much water they're drinking, but from my experience, once they start hydrating the body, it goes away.
And are they on hemoheme?
No.
You can also add the hemoheme, but they need that water.
And get on the hemoheme for at least 3 months of water, and see if that helps. It should.
What water are you talking about?
Well, they can try spring water. I mean, I don't do bottled water, but that's what they have access to. So
alkaline water?
I do Kangen water. I market that, and that's what helped my daughter, because hemoheme, I didn't even know about hemoheme then. And in 1 month, it detoxed her brain and her seizures were gone. So not one single person that I have sold to with seizures continue to have it. But water is the main ingredients, people, and a lot of health challenges that individuals are coming down with in this country is because they are not drinking water. And when we do not drink water, toxicity builds up in our body, because guess what? The creator knows what he's doing. We're a water being. Water flushes the body. So if we're drinking a lot of water and we're putting in all these toxic stuff, it is going to make a difference. But I talk to so many people and they think it's funny. Oh, I don't drink water. What do you drink? Soda, Gatorade, this. And then they're wondering why they have all these health challenges. We were created to drink water.
And if you you can take every supplement we have, but if you don't use water or drink water, you're doing yourself a great disservice and wasting your money. Because you've got to, the water runs it through your system.
Yep.
That's what helps it get into your bloodstream, is the water. So you want to put it into a dry body, a dehydrated body. You want to make sure when you take your supplements that you're getting at least half your weight in water a day. That's why a lot of people's skin looks dry and wrinkly, is because it's like a grape. When a grape or a prune, when they dry up, okay, when a plum dries, it starts looking like a prune because it's dry. There's no water. It's dehydrated. That's how our body.
That's the word. They dehydrate them.
And not just on the outside, but in the inside. Your organs begin to like shrivel and shrivel and shrivel. So how can they function? Even if you're giving it hemoheme, if you're giving it a vitamin C, you're giving it the milk thistle, you're doing all of these things. You're just doing all of these things. But you're not seeing a result. Why? Because you don't like to drink water. You don't like to drink water?
I have a question now, and Maria. Quick one. Quick question. So, for the hyper or overactive kids, full of activity, what do we have in the wellness store for these peculiar kind of kids?
We used to have I don't know if we still have it, but our omega-3 for children. It's really, I don't know if we still have it in our at Gmail, but omega-3 for children is really, really, really good, especially if they're in school, because it calms their mind, it activates their brains at the same time. So it's really good if you have school-age children that are hyper. You want to go with that omega-3. I don't know if we still have it. Yeah, I guess we can pull it up to see if it's still over there. But we did have children's omega-3.
I think we do. Let me go to the global mall. But for Rose, Miss Rose, hemoheme about bleeding nose. I wonder what caused it. Let's go back up. Also, when they're saying, in my opinion, they're diagnosing these kids being hyperactive. These kids are not hyperactive. They're young kids full of energy. We see them. They're babies. They're full of energy. They're 1, they're 2, they're 3, they're 4, they're 5. They're full of energy. But because the school system has removed all these activities for the kids, they expect the kids to sit still all day in the classroom, no break of going outside, having PE. These are young kids.
Yes, exactly.
And they're diagnosing them as being hyperactive. There's nothing wrong with these kids. And especially boys. Boys, there are more boys being diagnosed with that and putting them on those, whatever, is it Ritalin, whatever they're putting these kids on, and saying that they're hyperactive and they're this, the ADHD. But when these parents will pull these kids and put them in a private school where the kids have activity, they're fine.
Yeah, never let anybody put your children on Ritalin.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Most of the times, these kids there's nothing wrong with them. And then the other issues are also what these parents are feeding these kids. If you're feeding your child, I see you, Miss Carol, I'm coming. If you're feeding your child cereal, a ton of sweet stuff in the morning and sending them off to school, what do we think is going to happen? Because when you put all that sugar in these kids, they're going to have a ton of energy. We have to go back to the old way of stop buying these boxed food and giving them to the kids in the morning, because in the morning, the brain needs food that is going to sustain the body. It needs sustenance. So I see so many parents buying cereal. Those things are not good for the kids. Then they're buying, what's that other one with the red thing in the Pop-Tart and all these things given to them to the kids in the morning, and then you send them off to school. These cause problems as well. So when the parents change the diet, it's a whole different child. But we have to go back to making food at home, and that's what a lot of parents don't do that anymore. So go ahead.
And I totally agree with that, because one of the most dangerous places for a school-age child is the school cafeteria. That food is horrific. It is horrible. It is synthetic. And this is what it is genetically engineered, but it is literally synthetic. Because I go to my granddaughter's school all the time, for grandparent day, this day, that day, breakfast with grandma, granddad, right? The food is horrible. It's horrible. So send your kids to school with the lunch that you make for them at home, and make them a healthy lunch, because they're poisoning the children at these schools. Your child, if your child goes to public school, I mean, my granddaughter was in a Christian school, and it was the same thing. because even though it was, and not having anything against Seventh-day Adventists, I love family members of the Seventh-day Adventists, but the school, the lunch, no, they're mostly vegan, but it's processed vegan. So you do not want processed food in your children's body, because they've got to have those bodies for the rest of their lives. And this is the time when they're building their immune system. This is the time when you're going to see how much homeostasis they have. Mm-hmm. What kind of constitution they're developing is based on what we are feeding them. So always let them pack a lunch. Just take the time and make the lunch at night or whatever you have to do to make sure that they don't eat that food at school. That's a pet peeve of mine. I'm glad you brought that up, Navalette.
Yeah. My daughter, I always made lunch. On the weekends, we planned it out. What do you want for lunch this week? And nope, I never did that school lunch at all. Even though she was in a private school, I still sent her lunch.
Well, back in the day when we were going to school, we got real food.
Oh, yes.
We got real food.
Yes, we did.
But those days are gone.
Over. Yes. Over with.
But those days are gone, but you're asking for those days to come back. And in order for those days to come back, we also got to go back to what you said is plan. No one's planning. I'm in education, but no one plans. And I think that's what is needed, is teaching people how to plan. Once they learn to plan, then they have a better education on their outcomes. And so if we go back to planning, then we won't have all these issues that we have.
Yep. Yep. Well said. Okay, Miss Carol, go ahead.
One of the things that I'm telling parents also, get away from, definitely when the doctor says put them on Ritalin, please do not, number one, do not put your child on Ritalin. They don't need Ritalin. They need a teacher who cares about them. And it's happening more and more with boys. I see it every day because I have 4 great-grandboys. It's really happening more in the Black male. So this is what I'm telling parents. I advise parents: 1, detox your house and their bodies. 2, change their toothpaste, because a lot of it is what's in their toothpaste. We need to realize they need a help. They need an Atomy toothpaste. The other thing is the ethereal pain patches. We need to take those patches. There's a lot. When you give your child a bath at night, when they get out of the tub, the shower, whatever, when you dry them off, they dry themselves off. Cut a piece of that patch and put it in the arch of their foot on both feet. Put on some socks and go to bed. It will get them a good night's sleep. Take another patch and put on that foot in the morning in the same spot before they go to school. It will keep them calm. Those patches are very calming. I love just to smell the inside of the patch. It really is calming. We have to learn to do some things different. So if you start utilizing those patches, you will see a big difference in your children and yourself and your family. Those patches are not just for pain. They are for a lot of different things. So they will calm them, and they will have a really good night's sleep. A lot of kids are not sleeping because you got that. Some of them, depending on their age, they got them even them cell phones in the bed with them. Get them out.
Yeah.
Turn off the TV. A lot of people sleep with the TV on, sleep with noise. Your brain is not resting because of all the noise around you. You have to be in a quiet space. You have to be in a dark space. I know some people don't like sleeping in the dark, but I tell them it makes a difference. It really does. So let's change what we're doing. And another thing, go back to the food. You're right. The fast food, the processed food, the sodas, the red candy. We got to understand that all that red dye is what's causing these problems. And I look at some of these women, and when I'm in the grocery store, everything in that burger go in the microwave. Come on.
Yes.
Gotta do something different. If you want something different, do something different and stop putting the Band-Aid on the store. That's why you keep giving them the medication. When you put them on medication as children, they'll be drug addicts out of the I've seen it happen too many times because we got to stop what we're doing. What we didn't have ADD. I'm 67 years old. There was no such thing as ADD in my time. We didn't have ADHD, none of that stuff. Autism. And I'm gonna say something about autism that I feel, and this is my personal opinion. Back in the days, they gave children, they spread out children's shots. They spread them out over months.
That's right.
That's right.
Now they giving all shots at the same time. Excuse the heck up out of me.
And they
It's
usually
got
do
to
it.
stop.
And they do that in the Black community.
Of course they do, because we don't pay attention. I tell people, it's nothing wrong with certain shots. I feel that back in the day we had shots, but we didn't get them all at the same time. You go to the doctor and get one a day or two a day. Next time you go and get a couple more. We got to put a stop to it. Parents, be aware of what you're allowing doctors to do to your children. Parents got to step up. It's time for you to stand up for your kids, and this is everywhere. And it's really happening, as we say, in the Black community, because you don't ask questions. Every time a doctor says something to me, excuse me, now tell me what that's for and why you think I should take that. And when they tell me, then I look at what Atomy got and I take that. I'm not taking any of those products. Why would we? The medication is not what it used to be. The medication is synthetic. Your body's not going to deal with that.
Yeah.
And the water. Why aren't we drinking better water? I'm tired of people buying smart water. How smart it is water?
We call it dumb water because it's as a smart water is as acidic as soda.
Thank you.
That's the same pH.
And the vitamin water. What kind of vitamin do they put in it? See, we so into fad. What's in the store gotta be the best thing for us. That's why people go and get the smell from Bath and Body Works. I told my church members yesterday, I don't care what you all do, don't ever buy me a gift. Never. What? I said never ever, because y'all buy people garbage. I said, you want to buy me a gift? I'm going to give you my website. You go to my website and buy yourself something, that's a gift to me. That's the difference. We got to stop letting people give us stuff. You just so happy because they gave you, oh, it's so, no, it's not. You don't know what's in there.
Yeah.
Even the stuff, when they buy you a prayer shawl, you don't know who made that, where it came from, what's in it. So we need to realize, and people say, oh, I know I'm not against God, don't ever say that to me. But what I'm looking at is the stuff. People put scripture on everything and you run over there and buy it. Wow. But you won't buy anything to help your health. Hallelujah. Amen.
And Bath and Body Work is on the toxic list too, in case people don't know that. But yeah.
Sometimes even when you smell some of this stuff, you can smell all of the synthetics in there and it'll start making you sick. If you only use natural products. Now, if you're just using all of that stuff, you may not even notice it. But when you only use natural products, then you notice it. And it can make you sick. But you know what Miss Carol was saying about the Ritalin. Well, what we've been talking about, the Ritalin. I was reading a study. I remember reading a study some years ago about Black youth in the prison system. And in that study, they were saying that there was a correlationship between little Black boys who are put on Ritalin and who end up involved in crimes and drugs and end up in the prison industrial system. And they were saying that they could predict who was going to end, what Black boys were going to end up in the prison system. And so this is a systemic problem that we have with our children. And we really do have to educate. You have to educate your family, your friends, your church. We have to educate each other so that we can do better by the children, so that they will be able to live in a world where that's going to be beneficial for them, where they're going to be able to thrive and not just barely survive. So we have to change. We have to change how we eat, how we think, everything. We have to stop being so passive about what's going on around us and what's happening to us in our community and as a people.
Yeah. And we cannot just like a lamb to the slaughter, say, okay, because the doctor says it's best for you. Because one of my friends, I babysit that child for years. She's in the military. So when she told me that he was diagnosed with autism at 16, I almost fell out of my chair. I said, it's not possible. He was perfectly fine for years. And now he has autism. And it is an epidemic in our community. So we have to pay attention. Not to mention, as Miss Carol said, the kids they're getting 2 times or maybe 3 times the amount of vaccines now than when my daughter, which is 26 now, when she was being vaccinated back then. There's a whole lot more now. So we have to pay attention. They don't need all those vaccines. My sister, which her daughter is 16 now, the first time around, her older son, which is 30, she said yes. But after she saw what happened to my daughter, she said no. My niece is 16 and she was able to go to school because my daughter said no vaccine. And she's perfectly healthy. So we have to be vigilant, because I see so many studies of mothers that said they waited until the child was 6 months or whatever to do the vaccine to give them a better chance. But then they went in there and let them give the child like 6 vaccines at one time or whatever. Some of these kids died. Some of these kids end up with autism. So we have to be mindful and pay attention, because it is an outbreak in the Black community, and the Ritalin being diagnosed to especially little Black boys is a big thing in the Black community.
Yeah, and we're a non-vaccine family over here too. We did not allow my granddaughter, she has not had not one vaccine. I didn't even get the COVID vaccine. I certainly didn't get any boosters.
Not me.
We're a non-vaccine. And you can do that. Just let the school know that you're non-vaccine, and they won't bother you.
You go to your Department of Ed and you get the form and you fill it out for those who choose not to do it. And they accept it. Colleges accept it. So, we just have to pay attention, because as we said, especially little Black boys, it's a target for them.
They are targeted.
Yeah. So
I think that's just a myth. It's the truth.
Mm-hmm. So we just have to be vigilant and be mindful of our kids and our grandkids and what's going on with them, and supplement and make sure the kids get a lot of activities, because they're not getting it in school. And I think it's planned, because how do you get rid of PE and breaks for the kids and expect them to sit still all day? That's impossible. So make sure the kids get the activities when they come home. Get them out of the house. Go walking. I used to go walk. My daughter and I, we used to go walk we still do, every evening. From the time she could walk, we were always walking to burn off that energy. So anyway, go ahead, Odie. Oh, it's 11.
I want to share this with you all. Mm-hmm. Not only the kids there at a Target, but even the elderly. The other day, I went to pick up my Naproxen because of my thyroid, and I have to take it because I don't have one. He printed me out. Oh, these are the vaccines that you need. And I said, what are they? He said, let me print them out. I didn't even ask him, what is a TDAP? I don't know what it is because I didn't ask him. But the other one is the hepatitis, pneumonia, the flu shot, COVID-19.
Wow.
And RV. I don't know what that is.
My God.
I didn't ask him. So they are targeting the older generation, guys. Can you imagine? He printed me this sheet out and said, these are the vaccine that you need. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 vaccines. So I told him, I said, I'll take the paper. He said, well, you can call us. I said, no problem, I will. And I just walked away.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to be careful too.
Yeah,
because it's about the money. It's about that money.
It's about the money. That's it.
About the money, and it's also about population control.
Mm-hmm.
Get too deep, call me a conspiracy theorist, but no, it's about, especially with the elderly.
Mm-hmm. And he can even see that I didn't take the COVID-19. So that means they are keeping a record on all of us.
Oh yeah, they know who has it.
How can the pharmacy know that I didn't take the COVID-19? I mean, and he printed it out here that I need to take it, which will never happen.
Who didn't take it?
Okay, this Tracy asked about what's good for a child who's always sleepy or sleeping. He may be staying up late at night, but he's always tired, even in the day. It goes back to the food. Your food is supposed to be your energy. So look into, I don't know if it's your child or your grandchild or what, look at what their intake of food is. And we have supplements here. The vitamin C, they can take the 500 milligram vitamin C. And then I just showed the omega on the ATG mall. Supplement. Get some exercise going in that child, because being stationary also causes you to be extremely tired. And these kids are not getting any type of energy. So watch the diet and, make some changes.
And how they used to say double that back in the day? Let the kids run outside and play. Let them play all day. They're going to be sleepy these kids are going to sleep good tonight. We've all heard that.
Okay.
Going to sleep good tonight because they're running around and playing.
Okay. So she said he's active.
So
it's her nephew. He's active. So is he drinking a lot of Gatorade? Because if he's drinking a lot of Gatorade, that's a no-no. Gatorade tests as acidic as soda. So now look at the diet. Check with the mom and see what the diet is like. Are they eating a lot of sugary thing? Because sugar, you will crash with that. You're going to be high for a minute and then you're going to be so tired. So if he's active, then it goes back to the diet. Because if he's very active, he's burning up that energy, but it's not being replaced. It goes back to the food. Look at the food that's going in the body. Look at the diet. And then you can see where that problem is coming from. And then if it's not that, then it might be something, some health issue. But start with the diet and go from there. Now, Miss Carol said something that's funny. She said she was on a bus trip and she got off the bus and got on a smaller bus due to the smell of all the perfume and other smells. Yes. That's a killer to our health.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so yeah. So I think that's, and another thing I wanted to talk about too is our inflammation level. As I said, doctors are not checking the acidity in the body, and they're sure not checking the inflammation level when we go in to get our physical. Something we need to check on is the inflammation level in the body, because that's a major health factor there. Checking on your acidity level and that inflammation level.
Did anybody get their pH strips? Because we talked getting pH strips.
I haven't gotten mine as yet.
Because you can, for the urine, and you can order from Amazon, because I got some. Amazon, the urine as well as your saliva. But you can check it, because this is really important. This is why I never let bringing it up about inflammation, because inflammation leads to autoimmune diseases like cancer.
Right? Heart attack, stroke, cancer, diabetes, all these things.
Arthritis?
Yeah,
so
everything.
Let's keep up with our inflammation. Because if you look at, once you use that strip and you see if your pH is really acidic or you're getting close to acidic,
you're in trouble.
You really need to modify your diet. Govern yourself according to eat according to your pH level. And you can measure that every day. You want to do it preferably first thing in the morning. Measure your urine, go to the bathroom, you just use the stick, you just, start the flow, and then you just put the stick in the the flow and then take it out. And the same thing with the saliva one. You just want to, make sure you got saliva in your mouth first thing in the morning, and you want to use the stick, and it'll tell you what your pH is.
Yes, it will.
And it has a chart right on the box. The box has a chart where you can hold up your little stick, and it'll turn different colors. And when you see the colors, it has from highly acidic to highly alkaline, and everything in between. And it shows you where you need to be right on the chart, on the box, on the container. And that's a really handy thing to have so that you can see where you are. But then it'll help you to eat more fruits and vegetables and to stay away from acidic foods.
Yep. And as it says, this way you can govern your own health. Now, she's asking about sickle cell. Definitely hemoheme. We've had some testimonies with that. So they need to be on hemoheme, but most definitely, well, they're young. Also, 2 other nephews. So yeah, hemoheme twice a day.
Miss Carol, may I add something to what you guys were talking about pertaining to the kids who are hyperactive?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really a cause for concern. It's a sad state of affair. I've had the experience of with these kids who are hyperactive, but I don't think there is any plan in the schools for them or at home or even in the wider society. So, and even this PE thing, Miss Carl, surprisingly, I don't see it in operation at the schools anymore. I don't know if it's still there, but I'm
No,
seeing
it's not. It's totally not public school.
Yeah, and I don't know. We can do so much and no more. And some people will listen and make the necessary changes, but some won't. But it's really sad and it's hurting the children.
Yes.
I mean, they are the generation that is going to take over after we are gone. What is going to happen?
It's going to be a sickly generation.
It's sad, Miss Carl. It's really sad. And some people don't listen. Even your own family, sometimes you talk to them, they have their kids and you're encouraging them to make changes. They don't listen to you. So I don't know. What can we do? Just what we can do. So much and no more.
Mm-hmm. Now, someone is asking about, beside hemoheme, can someone have hemoheme, noni, pomegranate beauty? You want to take your vitamin C and all those other wonderful supplements. But we know hemoheme is going to go to the root cause. The noni is very good for cancer. And as we talked about the pomegranate beauty with the ellagic acid in there and all that, the products on the website, and they need to do a lifestyle change, because if you're taking all these products, you are diagnosed with cancer or diabetes or whatever it is you have, and then someone introduced you to these products and you're taking the products, but you did not change your lifestyle. You continue to do the same thing that you were doing that got you to the place where you have cancer, diabetes, whatever it is you have. You have to make a lifestyle change to survive, especially those with cancer.
Right.
If someone is not doing a lifestyle change, yes, they're going to get results, but that cancer is going to come back because you're putting in the same food that got you there, the same diet that got you there. You have to make a lifestyle change. And I've had people tell me that's something I'm not ready to do. Now, if somebody tells me that, I'm like, next, because I'm not going to waste my time on them, because they're already telling me I'm not going to change my diet. I've had that before. I go in somebody's home with the water and they have stocks of soda, and I spoke to them and they said, oh no, I'm not giving it up. So I packed my stuff and left. They were very upset. I said, that's an uphill battle right there, because you drink like 5 of those a day. So I can't.
I just wanted to say this too, Noble, you're speaking about a lifestyle change. It doesn't have to be difficult.
No.
You can add, it's a certain foods. Okay, like say for instance, organic broccoli sprouts twice a week have a dramatic effect on breast and colon cancer, right? Organic broccoli sprouts. Eating one pear a day, a pear, is going to give you an ingredient in the pears that helps cancer not spread. Juice a whole lemon, organic pears. Juice the lemon, cut off either side, and juice the whole thing and drink it down once a day for 2 to 3 months. Plums have an ingredient in them that fight cancer, and black raspberries.
And apples.
Yes, for green tea. Drink instead of drinking your coffee. I know we have the Atomy coffee, but we also have the pure tea. Drink a pure tea and also drink green tea. So when you go to the grocery store, just buy foods, just research and say, what foods do I need to add to my diet that's going to help me? Eliminate all sugar. No sugar. No sugar. And cut back on your carbs, because carbs like mashed potatoes turn directly into sugar. Directly into sugar once it hits your body. Pasta turns to sugar once it hits your body. You're going to have a pasta, eat a vegetable pasta made of vegetables. So there's a lot of things that you can do to make these changes, and also exercising. I was looking at a study the other day that says if you can exercise, like do some brisk walking. I know some people may not be able to do it because they may be in too much pain, but if you can get your body moving, it fights cancer at a 70% rate. It helps to stop it from growing. So exercise detoxes you and stops cancer from growing by about 70%. So you want to walk briskly for about 30 minutes, 5 times a week.
Walk your
That's a lifestyle. Those are simple
lifestyle
changes that you can use food and exercise to make yourself well. To help make yourself well. If you can't walk, you can get one of those little, I have one it's called a Life Pro. It's about $150. My daughter asked me what I wanted for Christmas one year. No, it was Mother's Day. And I couldn't tell her. So she got herself one and she bought me one. And I stand on it. And depending on where you stand, it'll have you walking, or you could be walking at a slower pace, or you could be jogging at a high pace. And so I get on that 15 minutes in the morning and 15 at night, because I can't always get out to walk like I want. So that helps me. But you've got to be proactive. And those are some simple things. Just look up what foods help fight cancer, because you got to fight. And I heard Pastor Strozier in the video say, why would you want to go after a bear with a switch? So, that's one of his favorite things. So listen, make that lifestyle change. Implement a little bit at a time if you want to, but just make a change. Even if you just do one of these things that I recommend, because we have our supplements, but we got to eat every day too. We're eating. We are what we eat.
That's it. And guys, remember, everything in moderation. Because some people, when they totally cut out everything, then they have this thing where they end up going back to it. So it's just smaller portion, healthier. And listen, get a juicer if you don't have a juicer. So if you don't want to eat all the stuff, you can juice all day long. I juice once a day and I make smoothies in the morning. So I get my fruits in the morning, and then I'm juicing later on in the day. So I'm getting the stuff in, because guess what? I will never eat as much, but I get it in from juicing and making my smoothies. Because whatever fruit and veggie that God made, you put it on your plate and put it in your body and you eat a lot of that, you're going to see results. So don't think that, oh my gosh, I have to get rid of everything that I like. You can still have your cake and you can still have that, but moderation. Instead of having it every day, once a week, and things like that. Just change things around and watch your health comes back. And that's how I talk to my people. You know, and they'll say, oh, I'm losing weight. I'm out. There's one young lady, she was like 300 and something pounds, and she's been walking. It was hard for her at first, but she's lost about 50 pounds, and she's gone because she saw her mother died. The mother was like 400 and something pounds with so many health challenges, and she was right behind the mom, eating the same food, not moving, and she just had twins, and she had other kids. I said, don't you want to be around for your babies? So she's walking. Even though she can't really afford to buy Hemoheme and things like that, I still talk to her. I still check in on her, and she's walking. She's doing better. It was painful at first, but she's so happy that she lost 50 pounds, and she's drinking more water. And, you know, she's working on getting herself to a place where she can get the products, but she's making the diet change. She's doing all of that.
I had a friend about 30 years ago. She came down with stomach cancer. And what she did was she ate cabbage. Cabbage, 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 cabbage.
Oh, yeah, that's
and got rid of that cancer. She didn't do chemo. She didn't do radiation. She did cabbage. She ate cabbage and got rid of it. And to this day, it never came back.
That's right.
Cabbage is very, very good. People don't understand how good it is. But one thing I noticed when I go to the grocery store, Maria, there's a huge trash can next to the cabbage section. And people peel off all that green off the cabbage, the outer layers of leaf. They pick all of that off and they take home the white section. And I'm like, that's the best part of the cabbage. So I saw a lady doing this and I said, excuse me. I said, that's the best part of the cabbage you're putting in the trash. She's like, white. I said, you see all that chlorophyll? That's why it's green, like the trees outside. I said, when you get a cabbage that's white, it means it was not in the sun. I said, so you just got rid of all that green and you're taking home the whatever that's left. And so many people pick off those outer layers of the cabbage. That's the best part. The greener it is, the better it is, the more nutrients it has. So if anyone on here doing that, don't do it anymore. That's the best part of the cabbage. Cabbage is so good. We just don't know the benefits. Google the benefits of cabbage. You can even crush the cabbage, warm it on the stove, put it on your body part that have whatever. It will pull inflammation. It pulls so much out of the body.
It really does.
Mm-hmm. And it's great for us to eat. You can juice it if you want, whatever, but it's very, very good.
I remember back in the day, they used to tell mothers who wanted to dry up their milk to put the cabbage leaves on there, but don't do that because it will also dry up your breasts and make them sag. That's what they used to do, but it did dry up the milk. I never did it, but you know, I know that's what they did.
So today was a good day. You guys did your feedback, you commented, you made me proud. So I'm happy. Today was a good day. Thank you. It's way past. Oh my God, it's almost 12 o'clock. And there are 20 of us on here. Thank you guys. I'll have to find another video to play tomorrow. So thank you all for being here. Hopefully you walk away learning something new.
Yeah. A job.
Yeah.
I'm telling anybody with cancer, 1 pair a day. Pomegranate Beauty, Hemoheme, juice a lemon, a whole lemon. Make sure it's organic.
Just incorporate nature, period, and watch what happens.
Eat walnuts. Walnuts destroy cancer.
If you just incorporate nature in your diet, it's just amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. So God is good. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you all. Tomorrow is another day. What is that? Yes. All right. We got to go.
Thank you, guys. Have a good day.
Maria.
Bye now.
Yes. Thank you, everyone. Bye. Mr. CJ? Oh, he's gone. I
Have a
saw.
blessed day.
Blessings,
Just a
everyone.
moment.
Go ahead.
Thank you.
We
Nice
talk about,
job. Bye, everyone.
Hold
hold
on.
on,
Sorry, Mr. CJ. I talked so much, I forgot you had something to say.
we'll talk about it tomorrow. We still have time. We have our Wednesday special presentation. Well, it's okay. We'll talk about it tomorrow.
Yes.
Thank you, Novlet.
Okay. All right, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys. Beautiful.
Be
God
blessed.
bless.